Now, let's get into this video. We see here that Terence Bud Crawford has made a lot of inconsistencies in the past. Well, Bud Crawford, in a lawsuit that he filed later, I think it was right around this time, last year, right after the Sean Porter fight, which was his last fight under the Top Rank banner, he filed a lawsuit claiming that Bob Arum did not get him the fights that he wanted. He also claimed in the lawsuit that Bob Arum was a racist and that Bob Arum mistreats a lot of black fighters that him and his organization, Top Rank Promotions, actually promote. I wanted to point something out about that. Let's listen to what Terence Bud Crawford had to say about Bob Arum literally a year prior to filing a lawsuit against him in his upcoming fight against Sean Porter in November of 2020. That was actually a year prior to his contract with Top Rank and Bob Arum expiring. Roll the tape.
Like I said before, Top Rank is the company that I'm with right now, and in the future, who knows what the future may hold. You know what I mean? Like, we may have a disagreement right now. We going through some trials and tribulations that we gonna get it figured out. You know what I mean? But at the same time, I cannot bash Bob Arum and Top Rank. I cannot do that. You know what I mean? Because without them, you know what I mean, they gave me the opportunity to accomplish everything I will accomplish in my career. So I can't sit there and bash Bob Arum and Top Rank when I know deep down in my heart that Bob Arum, he really is a good dude, and he really did try to do everything in his will to get these fights that I was asking for.
But you know what? Let us not just take the words of Terence Bud Crawford, because he's the one that said that Bob Arum is a good dude and he can't bash Bob Arum and Top Rank. And they gave him every opportunity to put him in a position where he is today. Well, a friend of Bud Crawford actually said the same thing that Bud Crawford said about Bob Arum. And yes, he's also promoted by Bob Arum. In a recent interview about 2 weeks ago, Shakur Stevenson, a friend of Bud Crawford, he has some good things to say about Bob Arum as well. In fact, Shakur Stevenson, I think he's black as well as a fighter, Let's hear what Shakur Stevenson's response is when he specifically asked about how Bob Arum treats or mistreats him and other black fighters. Roll the tape.
I understand that Bob Arum ain't going to have every relationship not going to be good. It's a problem when people say Bob Arum have problem with black fighters. Can you speak on your relationship with Bob Arum, and are you happy with Top Rank?
Yeah, I'm happy with Top Rank. Top Rank treated me good. I've been making good money. I'm living good. Everything good with me. So a lot of people say different things, but as far as like me, I got the fight that I wanted. I wanted to fight Oscar Valdez, and it may have took some time, but honestly, it happened at the right time. But the money was bigger than what it would have been if it had happened at the wrong time. So at the end of the day, I don't got no issues with Bob. I appreciate Bob. I ain't got nothing bad to say about Bob.
Now, we just heard what Shakur Stevenson said, right? He said that he's happy with Top Rank. He made the biggest money with Top Rank ever since he's been with Top Rank Promotions. He also said that Bob Arum and Top Rank actually got him the fights that he wanted, and he was very specific on the biggest win of his career as of to date, and that's the fight that Top Rank did get him with Oscar Valdez, which he definitely won that fight, in impressive fashion. He also said that he has nothing bad to say about Bob Arum. He basically was giving a lot of accolades to the character of Bob Arum. So the thing about it is this, man, listen, we're not here to judge or misjudge whether Bob Arum is a racist or not. I'm trying to show a pattern here when it comes to Terence Bud Crawford. And so before I can even move forward with my next and final point, let's hear what Bob Arum had to say to defend himself when he was asked about the claims against him by Terence Bud Crawford when it comes down to him being, quote unquote, a racist. Roll the tape.
You know, that should come to light when assessing the allegations being...
I mean, allegations that are stupid, I don't even pay attention to. You can call me a lot of things. You may call me cheap. You might call me greedy if you want. You know, there's a debate on that. But don't call me racist. That's like fucking stupid.
Can you speak on the Terence Crawford situation? How is that coming with the case and him accusing you of being a racist? And how's that?
Well, you know, that's sort of ridiculous.
Right.
I mean, nobody who knows me, I mean, they can call me a lot of things that I might, you know, that might have a grain of truth or that I have to really defend. But that's one thing they can't call me. And, that's just a ridiculous, you know, there's a lot of bad things you can call me and you can point to this or that. Right. But the one thing you can't call me is a racist.
So as you can see, those were two separate interviews. One from Fight Hub on March the 24th, 2022. And then the second interview where Bob Arum was asked about the allegations of racism or being a racist, so to speak, from Terence Bud Crawford was basically 3 days later on March the 27th of 2022 with Barbershop Conversations. Okay, so those were two interviews where Bob Arum actually defended these allegations, calling him a racist. Now, here's the thing. Like I said before, I'm not pointing this out to prove that Bob Arum is a racist. I'm not pointing this out to prove that Bob Arum is not a racist. I have my personal opinions on the matter, but the thing about it is this. We're looking at a behavior pattern in Terence Bud Crawford. And the behavior pattern is this. He said that Bob Arum was a good guy. Bob Arum gave him an opportunity to be an undisputed world champion and accomplish a lot of his goals in the sport of boxing. Bob Arum gave him an opportunity to make money and support his family. And he also said that Bob Arum in Top Rank basically shouldn't be bashed because Bob Arum did everything in his power to get him the fights that he won, right? You heard Shakur Stevenson echo those same sentiments about Bob Arum, that Bob Arum in Top Rank gave him the fights that he won as well, okay? And that he's happy with Top Rank and he has no problem with Bob Arum. He has nothing bad to say about Bob Arum, and he's actually got the fights that he won and he's made some big money in his career to support himself and his family. And then you see the inconsistency with Bud Crawford by filing a lawsuit against Bob Arum when the contract expired a year later, okay? Now, we've seen the same behavior pattern, which is the point that I'm getting at, where Bud Crawford said these very same things in his Instagram live post a couple of weeks ago, where he said that Al Haymon was a good dude, charming, a cool guy. He actually said he liked talking to him on the phone and everything. Don't take my word for it. Let's hear Terence Bud Crawford say that himself when it comes to Al Haymon. Roll the tape.
I was a good dude, man. I was charming guy, you know. He's a cool dude, you know. I kind of like talking to him, but
Y'all see that? Interesting to me. Well, that's what Terence Bob Crawford said about Al Haymon. Let's hear another witness echo the same sentiments of Bob Crawford when it comes to him saying good things about Al Haymon. Yeah, I'm talking about Bob Arum. Bob Arum did that interview with Barbershop Conversation where he actually said some good things about Bob Arum. Basically, echoing the sentiments of Crawford. Don't take my word for it. Roll the tape.
With Tank Davis, would that be interesting? Al Haymon as the manager and Bob Arum as the promoter. How would that work out?
It would work out terrific. Al's a very smart guy, and he is involved. He knows boxing.
Right.
And we worked with Al on a number of occasions, and Al and I are each too intelligent,
right,
to let any kind of nonsense step in the way of making a good match and making money for everybody.
Both Bob Crawford and Bob Arum said good things about Al Haymon. But just like Bob Crawford said good things about Bob Arum and how much of a good dude he is or a good guy he is, and then he switched his pitch up about Bob Arum a year later after that by saying he's a racist and he mistreats black fighters and he didn't get him the fights that he wants or wanted. He did the same move against Al Haymon. He said Al Haymon's a good guy. He said Al Haymon's a cool dude and he likes talking to him. Well, in that same IG post on Instagram Live, he actually accused Al Haymon of actually trying to, you know what? Roll the tape.
I guarantee you, not once. I never, you know what I mean, was given anything. But here, you want this fight? We gonna fuck you, and then, you know what I mean, you got what you want.
Now you see that? Which one is it? Is Bob Arum a good dude? Gave you the great opportunities? Helped you accomplish your goals? Made you some great money in the sport of boxing to support yourself and your family? He shouldn't be bashed because he did everything in his power to give you the fights that you wanted. That's what Bob Crawford said. Is Bob Arum that? Or is Bob Arum a racist? You said Al Haymon is a good guy, cool dude, very charming. You kind of like talking to him. But he's the same guy that Bob Crawford said he's trying to F him or screw him in the negotiations to fight Errol Spence. And then, just in an interview recently with the Ak and Barak show, hope I'm pronouncing their names correctly, Bob Crawford said that he's willing to spin the block and renegotiate with Al Haymon and Spence's team after he finished fighting his upcoming fight. My question is, why would you want to do business with a person that tried to F you or screw you over the first time? You know, there's an old saying that says, fool me once, shame on you. Fool me twice, well, shame on me. So which one is it? Is Bob Arum a racist? Or is he really a good dude and a promoter that gave you an opportunity to get all the fights that you wanted? And he lost money in promoting you because you're not a big seller. What about Al Haymon? Is he a shady businessman? Trying to screw you out of a negotiation deal? try to F you out of some money, Bud Crawford? Or is he really a good guy, a cool dude, a charming guy who you kind of like talking to? Which one is it? And the reason why I'm questioning that is for educational purposes. Here in the United States of America, when you say something in public, whether it be to the press, whether it be on social media, audibly, or if you say it through typing words, if you make any false allegations against anyone or an organization or any members that represent an organization, if those allegations are false, you may be held liable for defamation of character. And so this whole thing that I'm doing today in this video, even though it exposes the inconsistencies of Terence Bud Crawford, I'm going to use it as an educational piece, a form of instructional wisdom. Because it's not a good feeling when someone's reputation is defamed, especially when it can affect their livelihood, their business, and even their reputation. I'm Manager Marty. Till next time.